Okay, I'm still waiting for it to say it caught it, so here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, wait a second. There, we're live.
Hi, Bear.
Hey, Pat.
How you doing?
I'm good. I have no idea if anybody's in here yet. So,
Oh,
how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing well. I can't even see like how many people or anything because it's on your.
We'll see when they come into chat. So, people, if you're there, go ahead and come into chat and let us know you're there. So, tonight we're just kind of going to chat with you and answer any questions you might have and just kind of get our feet wet again being back on YouTube. We're going to work our way back in. I know, Pat, you've been back into YouTube posting videos. How's that going?
It's actually not. It's harder than I thought. I think that other platforms have really put a damper on. People are so busy watching other platforms that they aren't going and. I don't know. I YouTube is my baby, so I feel like, and that's what I'm comfortable with. So I feel like it won't be long, and maybe not. Times change. I'm not good with change.
It's all brand new, so any other platform would be brand new too. So that's always an option that we can go with. But our base is here.
Yeah.
So I figured that's where we would start.
And I feel like what I've seen on other platforms, YouTubers are a lot nicer.
Yes.
We've all had trolls,
but they aren't anything like the trolls I see on, say, TikTok. It's a little scary.
They're mean. They're super mean. And so, like, being a YouTuber for years, you get used to a certain sort of person or subscribers or whatever, and then you go into the comments on some of these other people's videos and you just see all the meanness, and I'm just not comfortable with it. I'm dabbling in it, just to get my name out there on
right
YouTube, because I feel like when I used to put a video up, I would get this amount of views, and now I feel like it takes me longer to establish a certain amount of views, and I don't know if it's because people are busy.
Maybe it's with everybody working from home now and everything's so changed, maybe it's affected everything across the board. Hey, can you do me a favor? If anybody can hear us, can you type in the chat? Pat, can you also type in the chat and see if it shows up?
I can.
Just to make sure I've got the right chat pulled up. Because I would hate to think things were in the chat and I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing my typing.
Okay. And I'm not seeing...
Wait. Well, I just said hi. Yep. I said hi.
Okay, I'm going to pop it out. I know you can only see the top of my head, but... Oh, here we go. I was in the wrong chat. Hey, everybody.
This live event is over. Chat is no longer available is what I just got.
Yeah, so we were both in the wrong chat. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you. Sorry about that. I am not sure what I missed up at the top.
That's why we're doing this. So we can test it out.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, it is great to see you all. Let's do a roll call. Tell me what state you're from. We have like a 30-second delay, so be forewarned because we're doing it, the two of us side by side.
I don't see anybody in the chat.
Okay, so I'm seeing everybody in the chat. So you might need to go back and find the new live, Pat. Okay,
oh boy.
I've got Northern
how this is gonna go.
Arkansas, North Carolina, Missouri, Colorado, Nebraska, Ohio, Kansas, Georgia, Virginia, Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, Hale County, Texas, Kentucky, Georgia, Illinois. Illinois Zone 33. What is Zone 33? Stakes
it's
rule.
a hunting zone, maybe.
Ah. Indiana, Maryland. Wonderful, wonderful. Florida, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Ohio. Welcome, everybody. So, thank you for joining our live today. It's great to see Pat, and thank you for bearing with us as we try to figure these things out. We did a test earlier, and we were unfortunately had the chat open from that test, and that's when we got all confused on where the chat was. So, our apologies. We will get better at this. So, Pat, what is the last thing you canned?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get into this chat, so I'm like a mess right now because technology is not my forte for sure. I just canned celery today and chili.
Oh, both. That is pretty awesome. How did it go? Did you enjoy it? How long has it been since you canned?
Yeah, it went great. It's been actually a couple years since I canned.
Wow.
I made a move and I don't know. Anyways.
Is it like starting over again?
Not like completely, but when I had to think about it. I really did have to think about it, like what I was doing and every step I took. And but I did hamburger and sausage a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And I thought, God, this feels so good. Like, just, I don't know.
Doreen, thank you for saying that. She said I look 20 years younger. I need to hear that. You don't know.
That about you. All right. Hey, Bear, can you just like take this over for a second so that I can go and try to find this live chat? I don't know how to.
So go find my lives. Go back to Bear Prepper, right, guys? And then look for Log On Live. And you should be able to find it. I could send it to you, but that's a nightmare in itself.
Yeah.
So I can all the time. I don't can probably as much as I used to, and that's because my job made it really difficult to do things, so mainly on the weekend. But I love canning now. I got my new stove, and I installed propane, and I have this great big huge stove. I can fit 3 canners side by side on it, which means I can can everything in one batch and get it all done in 90 minutes. It's so exciting to be able to do that. Have, 50 jars of canned food in an hour and a half. I don't recommend it for everybody because, propane's not everybody's cup of tea. I have wanted a gas stove for the last 40 years, and I finally got one. So I've done, of course I do the normal things, chili, spaghetti, all that kind of good stuff, spaghetti sauce, broth, but it's not like I used to, and I have not used my freeze dryer in 2 years.
Didn't you have a problem? Oh, I got it all figured out. Didn't you have a problem with your freeze dryer?
I did, and it just wouldn't hold a seal, and so I went out and I went ahead and purchased the oilless pump, which I love, and then I just replaced all the gaskets and the hose and everything, and I finally got it working without a problem. I think it was the front gasket had a couple little divots, so be really careful on your freeze dryer, guys. Wipe that rim and keep it wiped off. Don't let anything sit on there, which is what I did. It causes a divot, and my divot must have been just in the right spot, and that was it. It just didn't work. I know Scratch Made when I first purchased. Well, I didn't purchase it. I got it as a gift from my daughter. It was such a wonderful gift. So, Pat, with the way things are going in the world right now, with inflation going up high and everybody's gas is going up, what do you think people should focus on?
Well, first of all, back when I started prepping, I kind of kept it a secret because I thought, like people thought I was crazy. And then when COVID hit, look at all you people running to the store trying to get toilet paper and meat. You couldn't even get a pizza. Like, and that's when everybody said, can I come over and get some of this or that? And no. I haven't prepped for years. I am out of it. I wasn't. Like, hand sanitizer? Are you kidding me? Trying to find that, or even just rubbing alcohol to make your own. All that stuff was gone. And all I had to do was go down in my preps. And so I think it's never too late to start prepping. And prepping kind of got a bad name. I think a lot of it was the media and the TV shows and all that. But, the food prices, and if you can find something on sale, learn to can. Learn to dehydrate. Get a freeze dryer. If you could pick one thing out of all of your devices to prep food, would it be your canner, your dehydrator, or your freeze dryer?
I'll be honest, it would be my canner. It is the best tasting, and it is going to make the transition from dehydrated that a lot of people just buy, from there to regular food that you're used to eating. It's going to give you the ability to make that transition much easier. Now, you won't be eating meat every single day, that kind of thing. If it gets bad, you're going to have meat maybe once a week, and you're going to have beans and rice and vegetables or eggs or potatoes.
Yeah.
But it will make you feel comfort, because you need that comfort. I mean, freeze dryer is awesome. I love my freeze dryer. But the cost for the bang for buck, for most people, it's not viable. Dehydrating is awesome, but it's not going to get you through that transition phase as easily. So
right.
I would, that's what I would recommend. Learn how to can, and especially can meat. Meat is going to be the first thing that goes where you can't afford it anymore.
Oh, it is ridiculous here. And I'm sure everywhere, but here in Minnesota, it's ridiculous right now.
I am so thankful. I ordered a cow last April, a whole cow, and he weighs in at 1,300 pounds, and he's at the processor right now. And I am just so thankful. It's going to be like between $2.70 and $3.10 a pound. I don't know yet. It hasn't been finalized because we got to see how much they actually get off the cow before I decide, figure out how much I got to pay. But I am so glad I did it, because a steak nowadays is crazy.
I am. Or you get a roast. So something everybody was talking about a little ways back. Well, a ways back when I was trying to figure out my whole thing. Canning on a gas stove. This is my first time.
Oh, really?
Ever.
It's so much easier, isn't it?
Well, the transition isn't. So I've always canned on an electric stove. And whether it was an electric burner type stove top, or then I, moved to where I had the glass top, it was still pretty much the same compared to this. This is crazy different. And so getting used to it is a lot. It's like the adjustment is so fast.
It
and
comes
so quick.
up so quick compared to
my
electric.
My electric one, once I got to know it, man, I could leave the room for 20 minutes and come back, and it's still like barely any difference. But now, I just make the slightest adjustment on that, and I come back and the gauge is like way different. So that was learning experience. You know what else was a learning experience?
But you shouldn't walk away from your pressure canner. You should be sitting there while it's going, Pat.
Well, right, but okay, I canned every single day of my life for years. I was addicted to it. So once I know the people that are learning, but when that is your obsession, you get to know your canner, you get to know your stove, you know.
Yeah.
But another thing is that I had never canned with hearing aids before.
Oh, that hissing?
Those things make the weirdest noises, and I had no idea, no clue. When I did the hamburger and sausage the other week, and I videotaped myself in case it blew up, because I was like, and I would run up to it and check it and run away, and it was an hour and 15-minute video, but nothing happened. But I'd never heard it before.
Ah, yeah. Oh, really?
No.
You never heard it?
No. No.
Wow.
That was the difference too. So I'm kind of glad I'm learning all of it.
So I'm looking at the chat, and Molly Joy says it's wonderful to see your beautiful faces. L2 survived. Says he's gonna go take a nap and come back, but he's building a chicken coop and he's getting a freeze dryer in about 6 months. Let's see. Jane Mills says canner can be used on a propane stove. Absolutely. I have my barbecue set up outside for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's Paula?
Paula?
Where is Paula? You talk to her.
She might be in here. I know her computer is on the fritz, so she...
It's always on the fritz.
I know. But she was having a hard time getting into the chat last time her and I did one of these live things. But she might be in here. But...
Nice.
Yeah.
Fruit bushes. So did I tell you about my water woes?
Well, yeah, you told me.
Okay, so let me tell you about my water woes, guys. So, we had another bad freeze this year out here. And apparently, my pipes down at the garden went kapooey. And some of you know and some of you don't. Now, I am kind of doing things myself. And my son comes out occasionally and helps me. So, I had to go to the hardware store and buy all the parts I needed to fix it. And I didn't even know what size the pipe was, so I had to cut a piece of pipe off and take it down to the hardware store and get it done. But Saturday morning, I went out there, and in 30 minutes, I repaired the pipe by myself.
That's awesome. Did you, sorry, I had a little bit of a delay. Did so you already knew where the leak was, right?
Well, I found it out when I went to turn the water on. And whenever you turn the water on after a long winter, you got to go check everything. And when I turned the water on, I found about 3 foot of pipe was shattered. So I couldn't turn the water on. So I couldn't put in a garden, couldn't water my orchard, couldn't do anything. And with the supply chain issues, I had to order all the parts because our hardware store didn't have anything. So it took over a month just to get the parts in so that I could fix it.
And now it's all fixed
and now it's all fixed and raring to go. And my son found where the other water tanks came in and disconnected those because we got rid of the rain barrel tanks. And so he came out there and he helped me do a bunch of stuff. Thank you, son. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're in here, but you see this. So, so we got so much done this weekend. The property's starting to look much better after the long weekend, or long winter. So I'm real happy about that. It's really hard at my age to realize that I may know how to do it, but to have the strength to be able to do it.
Yeah, I know that because, years ago well, not even that many years ago, if I didn't know how to do something, I'd just figure out how to do it. YouTube is a great way to learn how to do things. And, they make the joke that everybody is a professional if you have YouTube videos to watch. But, you can watch many different videos and figure out the right way to do it, or learn on your own, whatever. But now actually having to apply myself to make it happen.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm only 50, and just getting up and down the steps is a lot. Like today, when I was canning the chili, I wanted to do it in quart size jars, but they were up in the attic in the garage, and I was alone. And I'm like, "There's no way I'm going up those steps, carrying." So
Yeah.
you just, I don't know. So I improvised and put them in pints, but it works.
I know I have to go down to the big green shed and up that hill to bring all my canning jars up. And it is just, I am going to, next year, I am going to get me one of those, what do you call them? Those little carts with a cart behind that you can pull. I'm going to get me one of those to go down and up from the garden and orchard.
Like a wagon?
Well, no, big riding thing. What are they called? Come on, help me out.
A trailer?
No, not a bobcat, but the things that you go use when you go hunting.
A sled?
No, the machine. What's the machine called? The four-wheeler.
A four-wheeler.
Sorry, folks.
Well, in Minnesota and Texas, they're like, the stuff we use here compared to what they use there is completely different. Remember when I was there and I saw all the deer? And they were
like baby deer?
But they were so tiny. And I'm like, yeah.
Thank you, an ATV. Oh, how funny.
ATV, yeah.
Sometimes you just can't think of those words anymore.
Look at, I don't know. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I promise.
Grabbing a hoodie and...
Oh, too funny. Don't you love it when people just drop in? So, I look better every time I see you. Well, thank you. Did it hurt you when you fell from heaven? Oh, my goodness. You guys are crazy. Oh. So what kind of questions you guys got? I had thought about Plex or PEX. I do have that going under my home. But the cost of it, when you've got to go an acre down to get to your orchard and garden with your water source, it gets a little pricey. So, there are other things you want to do with your money. Yes, a gator. A gator would work too. If anyone has a gator for sale in Texas, cheap, Bear Prepper could use one. It was funny when my son came out on Saturday after I made him go up and down that hill probably, 10 times, 11 times. He was like, man, that hill is hard. I'm like, yeah, it is. It really gives you some muscle in your legs. I know, L2, you did win years ago. And, if I get back into YouTube, we'll do that again. It's just going to take some time. I'm still working, so the energy is really hard to muster up. And for now, it'll be more lives with questions than it will be putting together a long canning video. Only because the time to edit, it just takes so long to do to make it halfway decent. So I'm going to try lives for a little while until I can build up and figure out my schedule where I can start doing videos again. Where in Bear am I? Well, guys, I'm no longer in Bear County. I'm up in the hill country of Texas. So, that's where I'm at now. I moved out to my retreat. And so we're just kind of hanging out there. Well, welcome back, Pat.
Oh, thanks. Sorry.
No, I haven't heard from Cat's Cradle or anybody in years. Pet and G are the only two that I've talked to in 2 years.
And I talk to Paula once in a while, Paula Ellen 2045, and then I am one ugly guy. I've probably kept in contact with him more. Well, like Bear and I haven't talked for a little while, but it's just like
we talk occasionally. We'll send text or
Yeah.
we'll pick up the phone. The problem is we'll wait so long until we pick up the phone and we're on there for hours because it's just been too long.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Bear and Bobby doing a blog talk radio.
Oh, do you remember that?
Yeah, that was the Prepper Network, and it was preparing for life storms, and they're still available up there. You can go look for them. Preparing for life storms, but they just closed down my YouTube channel. They removed all my radio shows for content violations for hate speech. Isn't that crazy? Have any of you ever seen me use hate speech? I'm astounded. So, if you go up to the internet and look at podcasts, you can find Preparing for Life Storms up there. And you can watch or listen to all my radio shows. Got quite a few of them up there. First, we were with Cat's Cradle, and we were called
The
Honeybees.
The Homestead Honeys.
The Homestead Honeys.
Yeah.
And then I was preparing for life storms on my own.
Yeah.
So,
And
check
then
him out.
Didn't Bobby have a show of it as well?
No, he joined mine, and he was
okay.
a co-host on mine for a while.
Okay. So, sorry, I gotta get my dog.
Yep. So Corey's Garden finally used my pressure canner for the first time. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely canning that meat. You gotta get that stuff in stock. So, you used to listen to that Sleek's Rule? Yeah, I miss Bobby. I've seen a couple of his videos.
Yeah.
I know he's happy, he's in love, and he's doing wonderful. So, that is good. Good for him. The two of them are the perfect match.
Maybe I missed it, but Corey's Garden said, finally used my pressure canner for the first time this past summer and have been canning meat like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
That's actually how Bear and I met. I had a bunch of venison that I needed a can, and I was so scared. So I emailed her, and she emailed me back, and I said, nope, can't do it. I'm gonna start with hot dogs. I'm gonna do hot dogs tonight. If you can call. Anyways, so she called me. I don't know how.
Pat has been the only person I ever picked up the phone and called. But God touched my heart and said, give her your number. Talk to her. And we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, and I canned my hot dogs. They were pre-cooked hot dogs, but I did it. God darn it. And it was on, it was crazy. I was canning. I was looking for food to can. I was so addicted to it. So
Cute little puppy you got there.
She's
She's been shaved.
She has been.
Too funny. So we've been going for about 30 minutes. So I think we need to go ahead and say we're done. This has been a blast. Is there anything you'd like to say to everybody before we sign out?
I'm sorry that I was so hit or miss tonight. I didn't expect an interruption, which it's our house, so and the dog barking and
Hey,
me not figuring this out. But this is what it's for.
that's right.
So that's why we're doing this, to see.
Hey, it's
Because-
life. It's life. I mean, we're all used to it now that we've all been working from home. The interruptions on Zoom for work. It's
Yeah.
just normal operation. So And yeah, we're on Zoom.
Both of us, because I just signed up like a couple weeks ago. But I do think that I would like to start doing some live events every once in a while, like with the dog. And
Nice.
Just showing like different code types and different tools that you can use.
And you know, folks, if you aren't subbed to Pet Prepper, you're going to be on my bad person list. Sub to Bear Prepper and give her some watches. She's got some great information and she's really fun to watch. I enjoy watching her very much. So, all right, guys, I'm going to say see you later. And who knows, maybe Wednesdays might be a regular.
Maybe.
We'll see. If this went so good next time, we might do a pre-announcement before we go live so that you can plan better. All right?
Figure her stuff out. So.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. And
see you
it
later.
was so good to see everybody.
Blessings.